me. And even when you check most of my comments, people be like, Etemesi, you're so random. You're so random. You're so... People don't know what it is she's doing next. The next thing you'll be expecting a dust related, I'd be showing up like as a lifestyle. I'm dressed up well, looking good, looking all glamorous. And I show you like there are different parts of life. Like there are days I would dress up. There are days I just want to look like a girl. I want to feel like I'm a girl. There are days dust is calling and I just want to play with dust. There are days like business and I want to talk about business. There are days I want to talk about family. There are days I want to talk about my dating problems, my relationship trauma. So you become very... I want and I pray that I become that creator that is not predictable.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys know tomorrow I'll be doing this tomorrow. And people keep asking me the same thing. Even with the Kilimani series, I think I shot about 7 videos. And then I stopped because I was just like, now monotony. You understand? But I still incorporate dust in my content in different ways.
Everybody wants attention until they realize the pressure that comes with being seen. In today's world, one viral post can change your entire life overnight. One post can make strangers obsessed with you, and one aesthetic can build a brand. But behind the beauty, the likes, the followers, the lifestyle, who are you when the cameras are off? Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to the Cinnamon Beauty Podcast. This is a space where we recognize that beauty is so much more than what you see in the mirror. It's the resilience, the courage, and the faith we all carry inside. I'm your host, Lucky, and in this episode, we're diving deep into the realities of social media fame, insecurity, the pressure, building a business, validation, and staying grounded in a generation that is addicted to attention. And honestly, there's no one better to have this conversation with. Popularly known for her viral catchphrase, "Good morning" from Keely. Today on the podcast, I'm joined by the stunning Monica Etemesi. Monica is a renowned content creator, entrepreneur, media personality. She's the proprietor of Pretty Events, and she has built a big digital presence online through authenticity, beauty, lifestyle, like everything. Like she's so funny. Like I've watched some of her videos and sometimes I'm like, who the hell is this kissy guy that she's talking about? But I'm so glad to have her here on the podcast. And we're going to dive into all that because she has built a business online. She has monetized influence. She has navigated insecurity, comparison. When you're compared to other people that are doing the same things that you're doing. So I'm so excited for this episode. So if you're watching this, grab your soda, whatever it is, your glass of wine, tea, coffee, because this episode is about to get very real.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Monica. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. No better way to greet you than good morning from Kilimani.
Yeah, because I've noticed that like every time I watch your videos and I'm like, what exactly is going through your mind? Because actually you're going to take us back how you came up with that catchphrase, because sometimes I'm like, what was she thinking when she came up with this catchphrase? So just take us through that. Okay, before that, actually tell us how you are. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm great. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad you could make it.
Thank you.
I'm glad you honored my invitation and came.
Anytime.
Yeah, because I told you, a friend of mine is the one that I told.
A mutual friend, yeah. Yes. She's my childhood friend, actually. Yeah.
So
Greetings to her. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy. Yeah. So I really wanted you to come on to the podcast because behind the fun in your content, I noticed something else. I noticed that you're trying to influence young people. You're trying to, because I think a lot of young women today, the thing that they're trying to navigate is how to grow publicly without losing yourself privately, because sometimes people are oversharing their lives. It becomes so tricky, and like we're so addicted to attention now that everyone
Yeah.
is willing to do anything on
Mhm.
social media. So me, when I watch your content, sometimes I look, it's like you're trying to advise these young women, but through a comic way. Yeah. So take us through the journey of your content creation journey. How you started? How did you come up with a catchphrase "Good morning" from Keely?
I feel like for me, starting content was never in my bingo card. It's not something I ever thought I would do. It's not something I ever dreamt that I could do. I was a very heavily business oriented woman. I love business. I love doing events. I wanted to make money. And growing up, even as a child, I used to think, or people used to think I'm very funny and all that. And for me, content creation came as just part of documenting my life. I was just living my life and posting. And then I realized people are laughing, people are interested, people are so immersed in what it is I'm doing. And the more I kept posting, people were like, give us a part two, tell us how did it go? And I realized this is now no longer about me. People are invested in this. People are invested in my life. People want to know, what is Etemesi doing next? What is she doing? How did this story end? And I kept sharing my story about my life, my business, my relationship. Oh my, yeah. I shared a lot about my dating life. And it literally broke ground. And I realized people are interested. And slowly I started making money off social media, and I realized, wow, this is okay if I can share my life and actually monetize it through content creation and creating relatable humor. Why not? That's how I started content creation, and it's been 1 year since I did it, actually.
No,
Yeah.
you're doing really well, because
Thank you.
someone looking at your social media page wouldn't imagine that it's just 1 year.
It's 1 year, literally 1
Yeah,
year.
because you're so good at it. Like,
Thank you.
it's, how do I say? It comes so naturally to you. It's not so like curated and then like stuff like that. It's so natural. It's like the everyday things.
And I think also one thing that carries me through is being authentic and being relatable. For me, I'm not really heavy on aesthetic content. Because I believe content can come from anywhere. I could be walking through a bus stop, I could be drinking, I could be doing anything, and content comes like that. For example, you asked me about how Good Morning from Kili was. I stay in Kilimani, and if you are in Nairobi, Kilimani, we are full of constructions left, right, center, from the roads, from the buildings, everything. And one day I just came back from like work, and I was getting home. And when I get home, I see like my table is covered with dust. Literally, I forgot to close the windows. And looking at I have a black table, and it was all dusty. So I put my finger like this, and I was like, no, this can't be dust, because I left the house at like midday. I came back at like 7 p.m. and this cannot be dust that has accumulated in such a short span of time. Yeah. So I sat down and I was like, hey, are people feeling this or not? So I decided, let me share it. And I always tell people, I genuinely thought that the short form of Kilimani is Kili. Like, there's Kile, there's Lavi, there's Seti, there's Ronga. And I genuinely thought that Kilimani short form was Kili. And then I was just seated and I was like, let me tell people good morning from Kili, because it was just so funny for me, because I was like, I'm not wiping that table again. Let me give it 24 hours. For 24 hours, I'll be, because I'm not doing this every hour. So I sat down and I just said, good morning from Kili. And everywhere I had like dust all over me, and people related so much to it. And people were like, this is all I went viral in, like estate groups everywhere. People are talking about this, and it is very relatable because it's things people go through. And I didn't, of course, I like finding humor in everything. I'm not that kind of a very serious person. I love expressing myself in humor. I love talking very humorously. I find humor even where people don't find humor. And I feel like it makes, for me, that's therapy. I always tell people that's therapy. I look at life in a comic way. So even coming up with Good Morning from Kili, it had to come out in a very hilarious way. And it had very, very massive, feedback about it. Yeah.
No, because I actually got to know you because I just recently moved to Nairobi, like about a year now.
Okay.
And because when you first move, your content changes slowly. Like they start to change it to the location. And then I landed on your video of Good Morning.
I'm happy you did.
It's like, okay, like What's this? The whole thing about this, because like you had so much dust on yourself, and then you had this cup, I think, of tea, something like where the dust is constant and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, like this is a different take.
Yeah, and I mean that's because I felt like even on that video that went viral, even my TV was covered with dust, and it is actually true. I tell people it is true. It's just that of course I exaggerated it a bit to look funny, but that is the life. Dust is always like constant every day. Every day you make peace with that. And even I shot a couple of videos about Kilimani, some like and hanging my clothes from the hanging line, and this is true. You could hang clothes, you'd come back, they are all dusty. You try and do something, settle in the balcony, it's all dusty. And this is actually the life that people in this Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, people go through this every day. It's actually a reality.
No, I know there's a lot of construction and development. That's development, but my God, the construction in Nairobi, it's like every day something new is
and see now in Kilimani also the roads, that it's not just the buildings, even the roads. There's there's just a lot of commercial construction that is coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided to seize the moment.
All right. Thank you for sharing that, because I always wondered, where did this catchphrase come from?
Yeah.
But then before we get into the meat of the podcast, I wanted to ask, what's one thing that people assume about you online that is different? Like people assume because they see you online that this is who you are, and then when they meet you in person, it's different. What do you think?
I feel like, okay, I'll say maybe before and after. Before I got into content creation, people used to see me as this very serious business woman. And then because of my height also, people find me very intimidating.
That's true.
But I'm not. I'm not. If you've interacted with me, I'm like, that would be your first impression of me, but I'm a very friendly person. My friends tell me like sometimes, you didn't have to speak to that person in the lift. You didn't have to talk to that. But I find small talk. I can talk with a stranger. I would meet a stranger on the road and would be friends because I know how to like pick conversations, be friendly, talk to people about things. I would fit anywhere in the world, literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you always been this way? Have you always been very expressive and very confident, like since you were a child?
Yes. I have always been that loud person, being so expressive. I'm that kind of person who does not know how to hold things. If something is not sitting right with me, I'd say it. I don't know how to hold grudges. I don't know how to keep things in my heart. I talk. Everyone who knows me well will tell you, like, I'd tell you something, like, I wouldn't put it in my heart. And the next minute, I've moved on from that. I don't have a lot of things. And since I was a child, I was like that. I was very expressive as a child. I'm that kind of person who used to talk a lot, even in class. I was always in the noisemakers list. I mean, and then I'm very conspicuous. Like, even when people are running from a teacher or something, everyone would know that is the Temesi running. I couldn't hide. And throughout high school, throughout university, I've always been a very bubbly person, I'd say. It's just that when I got into business, of course now I focused mostly on the business side. And also it's now that I'm expressing myself through social media, and social media these days is like, it's a big platform. So now people are getting to see that side of me, but I've always been like this. It's not like something that just came out of nowhere.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Because one thing I've noticed these days, social media is a currency in a way of its own. Like the ability to grab people's attention, I think it's a currency.
Yeah.
But how did that change your life? How did that affect your business? Because you are the proprietor of Pretty Events.
Yes.
How did that affect your business, the influence on social media? And also, how did it affect your relationships? Because I'm sure a lot of people reached out to you after you went viral and started getting all this attention.
Yeah.
How has this new, like the influence, how has it affected your life overall?
I'd say mostly positively, yes. I feel like the first time I went viral on social media was, there was a time I was a groom's lady. One of my best friends was having a wedding, and he was the groom, and he asked me if I could be like a groom's lady, like, would you wear a suit and come out as a groom's lady? And oh my, that one went more viral than even Good Morning from Kelly. Everyone were like the dancing groom's lady. And I said, I have energy. Me, I'm such a ball of energy. Like, people ask me, where do you get all that energy? I don't deplete my energy. And in that wedding, I was there for my friend, and I was like, I'm giving you the best. I was dancing, I was there, I was tall, I was in a suit, so there was a lot of things that cost attention in that wedding. The videos went super viral on TikTok, and that is the time I think I moved from, because last year, January, I think I had like 2,000 followers, just my friends, community, and all that. It was mostly about sharing. Oh, I've gone for brunch, take a picture. I'm going to church, take a picture. It was mostly about just documenting my life, but not to make money out of it. But the moment I went viral as a dancing groom's lady, and from then, brands started approaching me. People started asking me, would you, tall people who sell tall girl-friendly merchandise were reaching out. We want you to model for us. We want to send you a PR package. We want you to do these things. But at that time, I was really, really invested, or I was so busy with my events company that I would take some, I would say no to some, because that was not the space I wanted my career to, go towards.
So you weren't looking at social media as a career?
Yes, I was not. So I was like, and then now after that happened in, I think sometime in, that was April last year. Then throughout the year last year, I just kept creating content because I felt like, oh, people are really relating. And now I feel like also as a content creator, it's no longer about you. The moment you put your life out there, you owe people this. Like last week, for example, I was off social media for a week because I was dealing with a personal matter. And people were calling me, people were texting me. My inbox was flooding. Like, where are you? You've not told us what you're doing. Where are my video? Like, what is the part 2 of this? What you posted and things like that. So you realize that you owe people like content. There are people who literally sit and wait to see, what is Etemesi doing next? What is she up to? And the moment I kept doing that, because I felt like, okay, let me shoot this for you guys. Let me do this for you guys, and all those kind of things. And the more I did that, the more my community grew. And the more it grew, the more now I got like bigger brands I'd never even thought in my life would approach me to work with them. I started getting endorsements, and I started getting good money for like, the brands you're working with. I got a lot of small businesses that were willing to work with you. And, I sat down and I was like, I mean, it's an opportunity. Why not take it? In as much as it's not something I had thought of, it's actually making money. And I was like, I'm grabbing it and I'm embracing it. And just like that, I found myself in a space where now I'm open to working with brands. I'm open to working with small businesses. I'm open to working with, like, different ideas and different corporates and businesses to make money. That's how I got into content. There was no formula. I never sat down and wrote a strategy and told myself that this is how I want to do it. It just found me. And that's what I tell everyone who asks me, if there's something I always say about I've said this in so many places, but I like repeating it so that I emphasize. If there's one thing that has carried me in my events business, is my passion. And I always tell people, the moment your passion for something dies, you can no longer sustain it. If you're driven by money, if today you want to become a content creator and your sole reason is to make money, what happens if that money does not come in the first 1 month, 2 months, or even 1 year? There are people who've been creating content even for 2-3 years, but it has never monetized. So you'll give up. But one thing I always say is, I like being relatable. I like posting something and people will be like, that's me, this is my friend. And I realize my videos get shared a lot of times. Sometimes people will be like, nimekuona like sijui in someone's status on WhatsApp and all this, because they are relatable. When I talk about dust being constant, even in relationships, people go through it. Every time I talk about my ex-kissy boyfriend and the things he did, people will be like, Temesi ata mimi, that kissy guy did me something. And it's relatable. And people will be like, my story is like yours, but now it's a Luya, it's a Luo, and you realize it applies to literally everybody. It's not plastic. It's not really
overly aesthetic.
Exactly. It is just something that people go through on a day-to-day basis.
No, I completely agree, because I think in every business or in everything that you're doing, you need passion.
Yes.
Because if you don't have passion, some days are going to be bad.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the zeal to push that thing, even when the money is not coming,
you'll give up.
Yeah, you give up.
Same thing as content. And people always think like, I need this perfect iPhone 17 Pro Max before I can start shooting. I need to move into maybe Kilimani, or I need to move in an aesthetic house to shoot content. I stay in Kilimani, but I go to Kitengela to shoot content because that's where dust is. like ideally I want a lot of dust where I'm like swimming in dust. I'd go to Kitengela to shoot content. So I always tell people it's about start from where you are. Start like with, like you don't need at your formula to start creating content. Let the business, let the brand, let everything find you when you're on the journey already. Because there are days you'll not get brand deals. What will your audience be consuming? I post a lot of videos. Like I try and post like every day. And every day I post, I'm not posting about a brand. I'm entertaining people. I'm posting this video so that you guys laugh. I want you guys to be hooked. So that the next time I call you guys and tell you like, guys, there's this, maybe let's serum, there's this hair, there's this outfit. You guys check this person out. People will tend to believe your voice. You know, you
because
become
they
a
trust
trusted
you.
voice.
They trust you.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we start, what's the craziest DM someone has sent you?
Craziest GM.
No, because you have so much attention. No, because like you have so much social media like attention and stuff. So I'm sure you get crazy DMs from time to time.
I do, but I'm trying to think what's the craziest I've ever got is received. Do I have any top of mind? But mostly would just be about my height, maybe. People will be like, do you sleep on a normal bed?
Things like
I'm
that.
like, yeah, I sleep in a normal bed. I'm a human being like you.
Yeah. No, I
Things
think
like
you've done content like
about
that. I think about that.
I've
Yeah.
done something about the bed being.
Yes.
And so people would ask you like, I think like, do you date my short brother or something? Like I think just weird, most weird DMs I get are mostly about my height. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So now I know you have about 40,000 followers on TikTok and also on Instagram, right?
43 on TikTok, 41 on Instagram.
Yeah. And then you also have a lot of engagement, like you've explained. So definitely you're doing something wrong. And I think you've kind of broken down what sets you apart and what sets like good content creators apart. I think it's the relatability. Authenticity.
And I feel like also when it's you, for example, somebody cannot be me. And that's what I try to do in my content. Like, what is this unique thing that people identify you with? You know, because let's say if it's washing my face, everybody can wash their face, whether you're a content creator or not. Everyone can go to the sink and wash their face and tell you, hi guys, I've washed my face and all this. But the style, your storytelling skills, your styles of portraying content, how are you delivering your message? And I feel like that's one unique thing that sets every creator apart. Today, I cannot be another creator. Another creator cannot be me. There are people, there are other creators that you tell them we go play with dust, they will not do that. There are people who would call me to do their kind of content. I cannot do that, you know. So I feel like you have to have a unique thing that people see in you that sets you apart from everybody. It's identifying what it is that is either in you or maybe your storytelling skills, your shooting skills. Yeah.
No, it's funny you mentioned that because I was watching a video, I think a day, either yesterday or the day before, where a lady was saying that why should someone follow you when they could follow a million people like you, who, if you're doing the same thing. So I think most of us, I think in this day and age of social media, that's what we struggle with the most. Finding that unique thing, or sometimes you fear to share that unique thing about yourself. And now you're copying what everyone is doing. True. Get ready with me, whatever, do that stuff like that. So you don't stand out of the crowd.
And I feel like for me, and even when you check most of my comments, people be like, Etemesi, you're so random. You're so random. You're so... People don't know what it is she's doing next. The next thing you'll be expecting a dust related, I'd be showing up like as a lifestyle. I'm dressed up well, looking good, looking all glamorous. And I show you like there are different parts of life. Like there are days I would dress up. There are days I just want to look like a girl. I want to feel like I'm a girl. There are days dust is calling and I just want to play with dust. There are days like business and I want to talk about business. There are days I want to talk about family. There are days I want to talk about my dating problems, my relationship traumas. So you become very... I want and I pray that I become that creator that is not predictable. It's not like you guys know tomorrow I'll be doing this tomorrow. And people keep asking me the same thing. Even with the Kilimani series, I think I shot about 7 videos. And then I stopped because I was just like, now monotony. You understand? But I still incorporate dust in my content in different ways. Yeah. So dust could be like, oh, maybe breaking up with a friend. Dust could be like a relationship problem. Dust could be, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be like the physical dust that was in Kilimani.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But actually, because you've mentioned authenticity, do you think authenticity is still rewarded? Because, okay, for you, it's working. But I think a lot of people, like the big influencers, they curate so much their content. Like they go to these hotels, they go to this, they like a kind of create an unrealistic view of content, and somehow it's paying them to do
and
that.
I think maybe just to cut you short, I'd say on what I said about identifying who you are or what sets you apart. You see, let's say, for example, and not in a bad way, let's say, for example, you're an upcoming content creator, and we have this content creator who's been influencing for 5-6 years. Maybe your financial muscle or your financial strength is not the same. Somebody would afford to go to Glee every day to go and have fine dining, red wine, chilled wine. I'm going on a staycation. I'll be traveling to Bali. I'll be doing all this because they're in a position where they can do it and they can document it. You are an upcoming creator who does not have that financial muscle yet. So you see, if you wait till the day that you get there, it might never come. And I'm sorry to say, it might never come to that place. But I say there are people who do that because they're lifestyle creators. My niche is lifestyle. And there are people, even me, when I'm looking for travel content, there are specific people I'd go look for because they've already shown us that my content is about travel, my content is about lifestyle, it's about luxury living.
Yeah.
There are people who'd be like, I'm more on fashion and beauty. There are people who'd be like, yeah, in the morning, get ready with me. And there are people I myself am invested to see, what is she wearing today? What is he wearing today? What soap are they telling us to use?
Yeah.
What cologne is trending? What do we need to use? And I'd be invested in what they say because there are people who've created that niche and people know them for that purpose. There are people who talk about money. People like Just Ivy. Like, I'd want to see her saying, where are we investing our money? Tell us, where are we taking our money? I'd want to hear her for that particular reason. And she's actually really thrived and done so well when it comes to that, that thing. But for me, I'm that kind of person who wants to create content out of nowhere. I want to be related. I want to be authentic. And everyone who wants to become a small, like if you want to start your content creation journey, start where you are. Are you looking into doing comedy? Just start posting, Yesterday I saw someone post and you're like, if there's something that you've been saving in your draft and you wanted to post, just post it. Smurugi Munyi was telling people, post it. Like, just go to your draft and post it. Don't care what people will say. Whether you get 1 like, whether you get 2 likes. And I feel like social media today has portrayed that if people are not liking or commenting on your comment, you're not doing well. That is not true. And I feel like even for me when I started and now, engagement keeps growing and keeps growing. The days you'd post a photo and it wouldn't even get 100 likes. But that did not deter me because I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for people. But the more you keep doing it when you do it for people and you don't get that response you're expecting, you will give up. But the more you do it for yourself, then people will be invested. Because truth be told, if today I'm selling, let's say, this bracelet to you, and I'm here telling you, hi guys, this bracelet, I got it from this and this place, go and buy it. You can read this is just
content. Okay, it's just maybe a paid
you're just telling
thing.
us you've been paid to say. But there are people who talk about something and you can see passion. We can see you using this product every day. We can see you buying from this shop every day. And now we are invested in what you're saying because we can tell that it's no longer plastic. It's actually very authentic and it's very real. And we want to hear. So I feel like just build. Identify if you want to be an all-round, if you want to be a comedian, go for it. If you want to be a lifestyle person, and start creating content on those lines. And sometimes also don't limit yourself. And that's what I do. If I'm going to somewhere where I need to dress sharp and I want to look good, feel good, I'll post that content. People will be like, where did you buy this dress? Who did your makeup? Who did your hair? Things like that. Yeah.
No, okay, because what I'm hearing in what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's passion, consistency, I think, so that you establish yourself in that niche. Because if you're not consistent, somehow you can't establish yourself.
You can't.
Like the person you're saying, is it Just Ivy? I think I watched her videos of her. It's like people know you for that thing. They have to know you, for that. So they will look forward. So it doesn't matter what it is, but find your passion and then be consistent with it. I think that's that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's what ideally that's it. And also, don't if you post today and then you disappear for a month and come back, I mean, we've moved on. We've
No,
forgotten
consistency.
about you.
Let me tell you, consistency is so hard.
It is so hard.
Yeah,
and
it's
one
so
thing also
hard.
people don't know about content creation, there are
Yeah.
days you have a creative block. There are days you can't even think.
Mm.
There are days you don't even know what to do or what to say. But you need to tell people, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. I'm still here. And people can only remember you by, I mean, we are seeing you posting on Monday. On Tuesday, you're telling us. On Thursday, you're telling this. Or you're talking with us on stories. If you have nothing to tell us, you guys, hi, today I'm going to work. Please come with me to my workplace. Find something to make people always there. I always tell people things like Safaricom in Kenya is one of the things I don't think we can survive without now. But every time I go through highways, you're driving, you're on the road, you'd see big billboards, you'll see people talking about Safaricom, you'll see flyers, you'll go anywhere. Why? Because they are on our faces. They are here on our faces and we literally have to see them every day. We cannot avoid you. They actually might not be needing all that because we use them, we consume them, but they're still going an extra mile to do all that marketing so that to tell people that we are here.
Yeah, they're establishing their brand in our eyes.
You go to YouTube, you click an ad, it's running, it's Safari. You go everywhere, you're on our faces. And that's the same thing with content. Let somebody open Instagram and they'll already see Etemesi has posted a status. Etemesi has said this. Etemesi is eating githeri. Etemesi is traveling. Etemesi is in shags. Etemesi is... And people get to see. And when they don't see you, they look for you. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's clear. That's clear to me because even me as an upcoming, like you try to create content here and there, but consistency, my God, is so hard. Like 1 week, you wake up and things are just not.
And I feel like it's one of the hardest things, even like with everything, with discipline, with going to the gym, with eating healthy. Consistency is very hard. And I feel like it's hard for everyone. Yeah.
Okay.
I struggle with it too.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because honestly, like I'm telling me, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that struggles with it because you have like all these videos in your storage.
Yeah.
But somehow you don't post them. You just you shoot, and then after some time you're like, but why am I even shooting this thing? I'm not going to post it. So I think consistency is really important because I think I was listening to another creator and she said consistency compounds over time. Like if you keep showing up and you keep showing up and you keep showing up, one day you're going to blow up.
It does. Yeah. And now I feel like that's what happened with me. You keep showing up, and the moment you come up with something and it blows up, and everybody now remembers, and people find a reason to stay. Because truth be told, even if today you have like, let's say 1 million followers, but you're not giving us anything, your views are down, people are not engaging, you're no longer relatable, people will go and look for where to find whatever it is they are looking for. So even if you get followers or if you're building a community, you have to give them a reason to stay. Yeah. You cannot, like, let's say, for example, you go viral, you get like even, let's say, 10,000 followers, and now they're there. So you went viral because you said good morning from Kili. What next? Okay, what next? You cannot be telling us good morning from Kili every day. It will,
that's true. People will unfollow you.
So people, now you look for other things to keep people here. People want, you have to, people feel like they've invested in you. We are following you because we're expecting humor. We're expecting a get ready with me video. We're expecting you to tell us what is the latest brand, what is the latest phone, what are you doing? Things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever posted content like thinking it's going to flop and then it goes viral, or content that you thought would go viral and then it doesn't?
And I feel it's those videos you think would go viral that never go viral. There's a video I once shot in a pickup. That's the most watched video on my timeline. I was in Kitengela and I had shot my main video. Like I'd gone there to shoot a video. And then after I was done, I told my friends, when we were in a pickup and we were now going to another friend's house to change. And when we were there, I was like, guys, Ebu, look. And then I took a selfie of us in a pickup because the pickup was like, it was a rough road and it was shaking and all of us were going. And I took my phone and recorded that video. And then it was just such a hilarious video. I stayed with that video on my drafts for a long time, finding the best caption for this video, because I was just like, this video is funny, but when I post it, what about it? Then when I was sat down and I was thinking, I was like, my friends and I coming back from finding true love, and dust has it's shown as dust. And I captioned it like that. It is the most viral video on my timeline. Yeah. I never thought it would blow up like that. And the main video that I'd gone to shoot, okay, it did well, but it didn't go viral. This was just an afterthought and it went viral. So these days I've learned that don't overthink it. I shoot a video, post it. Shoot a video, post it. And not all videos will go viral. Some will get their 10K, some will get their 50K views, some will get 1 million. And it's always the low effort videos for me that do well. There's another video I shot, I think like a month ago. I was coming out from church. And when I was coming out from church, I was actually very pressed. I was running to the washroom. Then my friend recorded me running from the church. So when I saw it, I was like, this is hilarious. Then I told her, come, let's continue this video. I think I found an idea. So she was like, what idea? I was just she shot me running out of church and going. And then I captioned that video, I think was, I want a godly man, and then me after church, I'm running away. Like immediately service ends, I'm running. That's also another very viral video. I had not thought about it when she was shooting. I had not thought like it was actually something that would even blow up. But yeah, but those ones you sit down, write a script, ask ChatGPT, how can I make it funny? How can I give me the perfect caption? Do this. They're just like okay videos. Yeah. So never overthink content. Anything is content. Eating is content. It's just how you, for me, I think what even moves my video a lot are the captions I put. Yeah. That you read the caption and then you see the video and now it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. I think I kind of get it now because I think most of us struggle with that. Because you hear a lot of people talk about this, like, oh, don't overthink content or don't overdo this. It's simple. But then you also see some other creators who have like a real process, like that goes behind making videos, and they write word for word. They kind of curate everything. So I get it when you say that because I haven't yet established myself so much into social media, but the one video I think that I have that went viral, I don't even know up to now why it went viral. Yeah, why it went viral. Because I look at it sometimes, I'm like,
yeah, and I feel like they always say comparison is a thief of joy. Just because somebody has produced their video like that, does not mean you also have to do that. Every time you want to be like someone, you suppress your ability or your capability to do something, because I cannot be someone else cannot be me. What people do, and you see, even one thing I've learned also with brands, they would look for somebody who is doing comedy, they look for somebody who is doing lifestyle, somebody who is doing fashion content, they literally handpick from every niche. So you don't have to be like that aesthetic person for you to get brands. You can't. I've worked with a lot of skincare brands, and yet I applied dust on my face, like, and they'd be like, wow, we are seeing an angle here, like, actually, yes, after you've done that dust, how are you taking care of your face? It's not something I had thought a brand that deals with skincare would approach me, because I'm like, this is not good for the skin. But they're looking at that angle. One time I was also, when I did this, Good Morning from Kili again, I started getting, inquiries from construction, people who are into construction, and they'd be like, we want you to come and shoot this, do this, do this. And I'm like, wow. So your eye is limiting, but the moment you put it into like a whole platform, which is social media, people are seeing an opportunity in you, which you cannot see in yourself. And I realized, wow, so just put out anything. The right people would find you. There's a time I actually did another skit with a donkey. I was like, I was like riding a donkey and all that. I started getting people who are working for animals, people who are into domestication, people who want to what are these called, the structures that you build for animals, dogs and pets. They're like, can you come shoot something for us? I'm like, wow, I did not know. So you ideally do not know who is watching.
What I've realized lately is that social media has a real budget.
It
like
does.
most brands have a real budget. So I think even their creatives in that department, in that organization, they're always looking out for these opportunities that are different, but that will stand out for them to kind of push their brand. So I agree with that. But then, talking on the issue of brands, now that you're working with so many brands and you've worked with so many skincare brands, all this, how is it working with these brands? Have you ever experienced like maybe brands trying to underpay you because they think it's just shooting, you're just shooting content?
Yes. And I've gotten that. One thing I know is I always tell people I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. I know, and I tell people go check. I have a lot of engagement, by the way. I'd post, my videos are shared like 1,000 times. In fact, I always ask myself, who are these people you guys are sending my videos to? Because it is shared a lot. When you look at the comments, I find sometimes people are tagging their friends. Come see this, come see this. Their friends are tagging their other friends. And people are looking and they're watching because, as I said, it's very relatable. So you'd see me posting something and somebody would be like, that happened to my friend. They're sending them that video. They're sending. And that has become my negotiating power with brands, that I'm having actual engagement. It's not just posting and going. People are relating. People want to see. And also brands want that. They want to see people talk about their product, talk about their things and all that. So, and as I said, you see, for me, content creation is about to overtake events, by the way, but events, I still have a fallback. I'm not 100% relying on content creation to make money. So sometimes when I feel like this brand is suppressing me, I'd say no. Because I'm like, in as much as I would love to work with you, I also do not want to undervalue myself. There's a brand I once worked with last year. And when I worked with them, that was the first brand that ever approached me. I had no idea what people charge. I had no idea that you can negotiate on stories. There are people who charge stories. There are people who charge on post, reels, depending on the deliverables the brand want. So they asked me for how much would you charge? I just threw in a figure because I was excited. I was excited to finally work with a brand. This had been like the dream ever since I started. So I underquoted myself badly. Then when I went there, I met other creators, and when you know the way you're talking and you realize someone is being paid more than 10, not even 10, I think that person was being paid more than 50 times my pay. Hey, I was depressed for a minute. I felt so under demotivated. And I was like, you know what? It's okay, I'll do it. So I did. And then I was like, next time now I get a brand, I will know how to quote, I'll know how to position myself. So this brand gives me another, like a 6-month campaign at that same cost. And now I was in a position where I could be able to negotiate now. And because I felt they know the value I bring to their brand, I actually got that job at the rate that I wanted. And I realized, wow, sometimes it's about knowing, because brands know. Brands know, and there's a reason why they'd handpick you and not this person, because they've seen something in you that they feel will really relate with their brand or the message or the campaign they're trying to run. So the moment you believe in yourself, you don't underquote, you don't self-doubt yourself. I always tell people, kujiamini, lazima ujiamini, lazima you believe in yourself. Then now you're able to set yourself apart. Yeah. And not also yes to all brands. You can also be yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Sometimes align yourself with the brands you want.
That's what I was going to
the
say.
values you stand for. Because there are brands I've said no to because maybe they do not align with the values that I stand for. Yeah.
No, I completely agree with that, because I think for anyone, you need to have a compass. I think something that you'll work with this, you won't work with this. I was watching a podcast recently, and one of the guys said he doesn't work with alcohol brands, and that's a personal thing.
choice.
Yeah, that's a personal choice, and everyone, I think, has to have those limits where you know what you're trying to do with your, because definitely this content creation, there's something you're trying to do with it.
True.
Yeah, you're not just doing it for whatever.
And I feel like also it's a lifestyle, as I said. So if you're, let's say, somebody who does not, as you said, maybe you do not consume alcohol, how would you shoot for these people? It would be so plastic. Because I feel like when I wake up, I use this skincare is because I believe I have to do skincare. You know, if I decide, okay, right, I'm going to the farm, it's because it's part of my life. Content for me is part of my day-to-day activity. Yeah.
Okay, I completely get that.
Yeah.
I understand that. I can understand that, because money is good. Everyone likes money.
I mean, that's the motivating factor
Yes,
anyway.
but at the end of the day, you still need to be able to love yourself and sleep well at night. With the things you're doing. So I think that's very.
Money is definitely the goal.
Yes.
Yeah, we are all doing this to make money.
Yes.
But I always say also enjoy the process. Because when you enjoy the process, everything would be seamless. You will not struggle so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as someone that has done a lot of work in front of the camera, there's sometimes a lot of scrutiny that comes with being seen.
True.
Yeah, like people start to notice things about you, or you start to notice even things you didn't know about yourself because people are pointing them out. How have you been able to handle that? Like insecurity, sometimes comparison, sometimes maybe even the people that you would have hoped could support you and stuff like that are maybe comparing you to someone else. How do you handle that, being in the public eye and all that? Because what I've noticed about you though is you're very confident.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. So, but I want you to take us through that. Are there those moments where you felt a little bit insecure, or maybe you struggle with comparison, imposter syndrome? Are there moments like that?
I'd say yes, but again, as you said, I've grown up as a very confident person. 1, 2, I have high self-esteem. It would take eternity for someone to break my self-esteem, and I don't take things to heart. And I'd say that is something that has helped me even navigate the influencing space, because there are critics. There are people who would see the worst in you. There are people who just hate that you exist. There are people who would want to troll you. There are people who would want to bring you down. There are people who would want to say very bad things about you. And I say, like, sometimes I feel like there's too much. People project so much, especially when with these anonymous CG links that people talk about, CG, and people find a way to break down people's character, people's physique, people's appearances. And I feel like that is really, really wrong. But I always tell people, the moment you've decided to become a public figure, or you've decided to put yourself out there, these things have to be there. You're not, they say you can't make everyone happy. You don't sell ice cream, so not everybody can be happy. But ideally, you have to be really confident. So for me, I've grown up as a confident person. But of course, there are days you will feel very insecure. There are days you will feel like, oh my God, how do I handle this? How do I navigate this? But I'll always say, keep your head high. Always walk with confidence, as long as you believe in what you do. And I always say, it's not everybody is trolling you. There are people who actually are happy you're doing it, and they're clapping for you, and you're existing, and brands are calling you. It means like people actually appreciate what it is that you put out there, So let's know. Personally, I don't think when people talk badly about me, it would really affect me. If somebody comes and says today, Messi is too tall, that chick is so tall, I don't even know what she's saying. I cannot cut my legs for you. This is how God created me. So my self-esteem is so high. My confidence levels are so high. I believe in myself. And I believe that what I do or what I say is actually worth it. So you cannot come and dim that from me. And that's why I say, the moment you decide to put yourself out there, believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, somebody will go there and just say, she talks nonsense, and it will crush you.
No, because
and you'll never appear again.
To be honest, the people online, the trolls online, sometimes I look at the messages and I'm like, you had this time, like to write
sit down and write badly about people like this.
About
and
someone.
I always say, like, also, we've become a very toxic world that if anything is thriving, people have to find a reason to break it. And that is so wrong. If a marriage is thriving, if this couple is having so much fun and they're living their lives, they're documenting, they're telling us, they went on a trip, they're raising their kid like that, they're doing this. People hate to see that, and I do not understand, because it is happy, it is good to see, because I always tell people I'm a lover girl. When I love badly. So I love to see. I'm like, this is my future. I'm seeing. Why would somebody start creating doubt in marriages? It'd be like, oh, CG, your husband is doing this, your wife is doing this. You're trying to break down a marriage. People actually have timelines on people's marriages. People will be like, now amekaa sana, and I'm like, if let's say, for example, something has happened about Monica or about, you don't have to involve my kids. You don't have to involve my husband if I have. You don't have to involve my CG what. Deal with Monica. And also, if it's a character issue by Monica. Why is Monica being told, being dragged in? Why is Monica being CG what? Some people would even say that I was with them in primary school and they used to be dunderheads. And you'd be like, oh my goodness.
No, someone was telling me recently that there are some people that will always see you as the little kid who had mucus coming down. Like, they will never see you beyond that. They will never see you beyond that. So I think for me, the most important thing is to focus on the positivity.
Exactly. Focus on the positive.
Yeah, because it's there.
And it's there.
Yeah,
you can see. You can see. So it means, and one thing I always tell people don't talk about empty debbays. People don't talk about people who are not creating impact. For someone to talk about you, you must be doing something
Right,
worth it.
yeah.
And you must be doing something right. Or you must be blowing up, you're becoming more famous, brands want to work with you, people are interested in what you have to say. People now start attacking that. Because let's say, for example, if I was just Monica living my quiet life back at home in Kitale and all, no one knew me, no one would be talking about me. Yeah.
No, I completely agree because I made a post a few years back and I said that focus on the positive
Focus
people
on the
because
positive.
there are people that are rooting for you. There are people
and
that
a
are,
lot. And the
yeah.
people who are clapping for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that most of us, I think it's a human thing.
Yeah.
You focus more on the
And the
negative things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then for you, since you're like now you've built this brand on social media, how do you ground yourself? How do you keep yourself grounded? Or do you have people around you that keep you grounded? Because sometimes it's easy to get lost in the limelight and like people, everywhere you go, people know you. Everywhere
Yeah.
you go, people are giving you all this attention. I would think that at some point it can get to your head or something. Like, how do you keep yourself grounded?
I think I first of all, I'd say it's not gotten to that point because right now I'm living my life as a normal person. I'm living my life the same way I lived when I was at 1,000 followers. I don't think there's something that has significantly changed in how I live my day-to-day life. I still go for work. I still go to church. I still go, if it's in entertainment spaces I need to, I still go. I'd still be like, but of course, sometimes my friends would be like, HMSC behave, you're famous. And I realize, and I always tell people, it's when I talk with people or when I walk somewhere and people will be like, and the most famous way these days is I just hear good morning from Kili. And that's when I look back and I'm like, oh, wow. So I'm actually famous. Let me calm down. Let me try and behave. But I realize like sometimes fame also comes with, now you stop being, I feel like sometimes, and I'm not yet there, but I feel like now you want privacy. There are days you just want to go out and have a normal night with friends. There are days you just want to go to a place and just be you. People are not calling you. People are not like so much on your case, So there are days you'd go somewhere, especially there's a time I was in a club somewhere. I was just like enjoying my time with my friends and we were dancing and somebody was literally recording me. And I was like, so now you want to go and say what? Temesi is a drunkard, or what do you want to go and say? So I feel like, yeah, in as much as it comes and it's good, sometimes it also makes you want to limit yourself a bit, but I'm not there yet. So far, I'm just living my life as it should be. But I hope I don't get to a point where I have to, like shrink myself so that people don't know so much about me. I just want to live my life the way I live it. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you're grounded that way because sometimes I think some people, I think we're just wired differently. People get so caught up in the limelight and the social media, and you just lose yourself. You lose yourself to all these things. But this conversation, I think, could go on and on and on and on because, like, I don't know, we're just scratching the surface, I think.
Literally.
But because we're running out of time, we'll just have to. I like this part of the podcast, which is the rapid fire. So we're going to go through that and then we'll close quickly because we're running out of time. But I wanted to ask before we go into the rapid fire, if social media disappeared tomorrow, who would you be? Do you think it would affect you if social media, like tomorrow, it stopped being there? Would that affect your life, the life that you have built?
I'd say yes right now, because literally it's like my gallery. When it comes to, especially, I'd say, let me talk as a business person and also as a creator. As a business person, this is my online portfolio. This is where people refer to what I do. So yes, I'd still do it, but now it would be affected. It would be so much work to try and prove myself that I can actually do this. And also as a creator, how else will I be able to show people that this is what I'm creating, this is what I'm doing? Yeah, so I'd say yes. Yeah.
No, I can understand that because honestly, people have built really big brands and really impactful brands on social media. So I think it would be affected.
It would be.
Yeah.
Recently, Instagram was removing followers from people. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I
Instagram
noticed,
did
but
and
I don't
people
know.
were like, oh my, like there are people who lost millions of followers. There are people who lost 300,000. There are people who lost, I think I lost like 60 followers. Yeah. So yes.
Okay. So the rapid fire. Just the fastest thing that comes to your mind, don't overthink it.
Okay.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Really? I would have thought you would like TikTok. Fame or peace?
Peace.
Rich friends or loyal friends?
Loyal.
Soft life or ambitious life?
Ambitious life. I love to dream.
Most overrated social media trend?
Overrated social media trend? Okay, I don't know.
No, even me right now, I'm trying to think of one, but I can't think of one.
Yeah.
One thing people fake too much online.
The lifestyle.
That's true.
Mm.
One thing you're currently healing from.
Relationship.
Oh,
Failed talking stage.
sorry. Most attractive person, most attractive quality in a person.
Loyalty. Is it? Is it one? Is it an answer?
Yes, it can be an answer. Loyalty. Yeah, I think.
love loyal people. Ride or die.
Okay. You would like these people even who can, like, when you kill someone, they're like, where do we bury the body?
This place.
What's the biggest lesson that visibility and fame has taught you? My
I'd
hair is
say
getting everywhere.
enjoy while it lasts. Everybody is here for a moment.
Mm.
Make the most of what you can when you're still relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we close, I want you to look into the camera and tell everyone that is watching, what's one thing you hope people feel after interacting with your platform?
Hi, guys. Yeah. I feel like for me, the biggest thing I'd tell anyone, whether you're an upcoming creator, you're an upcoming business person, you're an upcoming musician, you just have an idea, go for it. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, you can always rise up and do it again. It doesn't matter how much criticism, how much negativity you get. You can never know. This might be the one thing that takes you out of the block. This could be the one thing that literally changes your life forever. I feel like fear is one thing that is holding a lot of creatives. Fear is one thing that is holding a lot of people back. But I tell people, go for it, believe in yourself, put your best foot forward, be consistent, be disciplined in everything you're doing, and you'd be surprised that that one thing that you are afraid to do actually becomes that one thing that changes your life. And this thing can happen in literally like a span of even 6 months and 1 year. I have seen it myself. I have built content creation to become a platform that is even making me more money than my event business. Yes. And that has happened in 1 year. So it's possible. You can do it.
Yes, that's true. I couldn't have said it better. It's possible. Don't wait. Don't wait. Go for that thing that you have a passion for. And once you have everything, once you've planned everything and you be consistent, you have your passion, the sky is the limit. And as we always say here on the Cinnamon Beauty Podcast, if this episode encouraged you in any way, if it inspired you in some way, please share it with someone else. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing?
Please do. Do.
So just like, follow, share, and as always, sending you my love and endless blessings. Stay fabulous.